Alright everybody, game's out. Beard is gone, as you can see. It looks absolutely awful, but hopefully in a few weeks it'll be back. Anyways, I know there's a lot of people who launched Street Fighter 6 today, and you are very confused. Both veterans, returning players, and beginners alike. Everybody has a bunch of questions, and the first one you always have to solve is who am I going to play? Who is my main character, and how do I figure out which one I like the most? But before I waste your time, let me pose a question to you, because you might not even need this video. If I say the phrase, play whatever character you think is cool, no matter what the reason is. If it's their design, their theme, the way they look, the way they feel, the way they move on the screen, whatever it is. If I say play the character that you like and somebody pops in your head, one single character pops in your head, close this fucking video and play that character. You don't need this shit, okay? Exit full screen, subscribe and like the video, and then close your browser and play the game and play that character. Do not worry about if they're top tier, if they're low tier, if they're good for you, if they fit your play style, if they're hard or if they're easy. It doesn't matter. Just play that character. At least go and try him, and then if you don't like him, you can come back to this video and watch the rest of it. Now, everybody that's left, I'm assuming you either like all the characters, you like none of the characters, you like multiple characters, or you're between two. You can't choose one of them. I'm gonna walk you through the process that I took to find my main character, and the process that a lot of people take to find their main character. It'll help you sort through things. It'll help you figure it out. I promise. I promise by the end of this, you'll have at least some form of an answer that will help you sleep at night. Let's go ahead and hop in the game and talk about what I like about my characters, and it might spark some interest in you. You might agree with me, you might disagree with me, but it'll give you an idea of what you're looking for in your character. First of all, I'm a very superficial person, I guess, because I cannot play a character that I don't like their design. Like, visually, I have to like the character. I can't stare at a character that looks like a fucking monstrosity for hundreds of hours, right? It's just a weird little nitpick for me. And of course, I like Minone's design, so she checks off the first box. Second thing is a little bit more gameplay based. It's more obvious, and it's the fact that I like them to have some decent fast buttons, right? They don't have to be crazy. They can be a little bit stubby, but I like them to be decently fast. So you can see Minone has two little 4 frames here. This button is even pretty fast, and it reaches very far. It reaches a lot further than I thought. You know, it looks kind of stubby, but the hitbox kind of gets out there. So I really like that, as well as the fact that a lot of her buttons are hit confirmable into these target combos that suck people in. I think it's really cool. I think it's a really cool mechanic. I really like buttons like that, and I like having good whiff punish buttons, which I think she actually does. From the initial like gameplay videos we were seeing from all those influencers that got to go to Capcom HQ and everything, I was kind of worried because I felt like these buttons weren't very good at whiff punishing. But after playing today, it's not the case. The buttons are very good, very serviceable, and I think they all serve a purpose, and they do serve that purpose very well, if that makes sense. Now, the other important thing is that their walk speed is decent, right? I can't play a slow character, man. I really wanted to play M. Bison in 5 when I first started, and if you've ever played that game, you know that Bison walks at like a snail's pace. It's ridiculously slow, and I just couldn't do it. I really needed decent to fast walk speed, and Minone's walk speed, I would say, is like decent to fast, right? It can be very fast like Cammy, but I cannot play a slow character. I really don't like it. And this is getting even more nitpicky, but I'd like to have a good feel when I'm going left to right. You know, I don't like a character that's so heavy that they're like throwing themselves left and right, and it's like there's inertia behind it, and it just feels like it's laggy. I like a quick character that can go left and right really fast. It's very weird, but that's what I like. You know, that's just what I like. Now, I switched to Cammy to show you guys why I wasn't playing her today, and it's a really weird issue. Like, I feel like I walk and block a lot when I play, you know, trying to space myself and everything like that, and I just felt like her walk and block animation was so, it's just like so fast that it feels weird. Like, I really hated how it felt, and I couldn't play the game without noticing it. I'm sure over time, if I chose to play this character, I'd just get used to it. But right now, it just feels so strange to me, and I really didn't like it. That might sound crazy and, again, very nitpicky, but I think these things matter when you're picking a character that you're going to dedicate hundreds and maybe thousands of hours to. Now that we've established like the fundamentals of the character, their buttons, and we've taken a look at how they move around the screen, I like to look at their special moves, and specifically I start with anti-airs, because even though my anti-airs aren't the best, when I do react and when I do need to anti-air, I want to have a solid option that will stop it, not something that's going to lose all the time. So first things first, we can do crouch heavy punch. That's her little target combo, but her main anti-air is this crescent kick, and you can even combo off of it and use the EX1. You can cancel this EX1 into level 2 or level 3 also. And I believe the normal one you can cancel into level 3. I'm not 100% sure. I gotta lab that out. And of course, I didn't know all that off the top of my head when I launched the game. I just went to the command list and I watched the little videos, and you can see what the move is supposed to do. This is really helpful. It's something they didn't have in 5, and it's the reason, another reason why I didn't play Bison when I started, because I couldn't figure out what a damn charge move was. It just had a yellow arrow and forward, and I was like, what the hell is that? He's just gonna walk backwards and walk forwards and do nothing? Like, I was so confused that I just quit the game. I just closed that shit that day, and then I picked it back up, I think the next day, and played somebody with motions. And just remember, like, I know if you're just starting out, this is a lot, man. Like, learning all this stuff, going to the unique attacks and seeing like 12 things, and then seeing the supers and knowing that certain supers can only cancel off of certain moves and there's certain conditions behind them. Don't worry about it, okay? Just get on the game, press some buttons, have fun for the first couple days, and you'll learn over time. And then once you really commit to it, the fun will come. Like, you'll start looking up guides, you'll start looking at replays, you'll start doing a lot more lab work. Today is just to have fun. The game's been out like 3 hours. Don't stress yourself too much. You literally cannot learn all of this in one day if you're like brand new, if you're a beginner. Don't stress yourself too much. And I know people in the comments can be like, oh, it's not that many moves. I know all the special moves and unique moves. I'm talking about like actually use cases, like understanding when to use the moves. You can know the inputs and know what they do, but understanding the use cases is completely different. Also, if you boot up the game and you like the modern controls, don't get fucking bullied into playing the classic controls. You might end up better than all of us. We don't understand the power of modern controls yet, because they don't seem as useless as we might think. I think you do less damage, but there are some interesting things that go with modern controls. So don't feel ashamed, right? Play on them if you want, and you might end up better than all of us in the end. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyways, by this point, we have taken a look at the character's movement, at their design, at their pokes and their buttons, and at their special moves. Basically everything that encompasses a character, and I assume that you have probably made a choice, because this is almost everything I can offer you at this level. If you're a little bit more of an advanced player, you can start looking at frame data if you want. You know, you can look at plus frames. You can see that Manon has no buttons that are plus on block, and that might not be something you want, but that gets a little bit more advanced, a little bit too advanced for this video and for the first day of the game. So hopefully I can leave you here. Hopefully this is everything that you were looking for, and it kind of gives you things to look for when you go into training mode, and things to feel and understand that isn't too advanced, right? We didn't talk about frame data. We didn't talk about how moves combo into each other and stuff like that. We're not going to get that advanced for a little while. And we also got to skip a few things that I usually look for in other games, like anti-fireball moves, because every character in this game has a parry, right? So you can just parry the fireballs for the most part. And then some characters like Manon and Cammy, for example, have moves that can go through projectiles or around projectiles, right? So it's about using the parry to get through fireballs, and then you'll eventually figure out which special move on your character can blow through a fireball if you really want to. But I'm confident this information will help you at least make a decision for today. You'll probably flip-flop between characters for a while until you really settle on one, just like I did, right? This channel, half of the videos on this channel are character crisis videos, because I got a fickle heart, brother. I'm always switching between characters, and it's a problem. So I'm hoping that it's fixed in this game, because I really like Manon so far, and I don't really have any interest in any of the characters at this point in time. I've tried them all. I did all their like trials and combos and things like that, and Manon was the only one that was really fun to me, or one that I wanted to learn the game on. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, and I'll talk to you again very soon.